Okay, so today we will take up the final part, viññana, consciousness. Now, Buddha doesn't talk about the other consciousness. So, one thing we need to understand between different philosophies and Buddha teaching. The different philosophies talk about what is real and they keep on defining real. So, call it as Brahman, call it as God, call it by whatever name. So we keep on defining that it is undivided, okay, and no vikara. Vikara means no modification. So ananta, endless. So like that, we'll have different ways of expressing that divine. What Buddha did is not to define the divine. He defined everything else. So what remains is what it should be. So he found out that the consciousness which appears, if it were to be cleaned, then it will never appear. Now we can say that, okay, then does it merge with the supreme consciousness or does it remain the same, or what would happen? He doesn't say anything of that, because the more he says, the more it's going to get complicated. So now we come into the definition of what is viññana. Viññana, in very simple words, is that which knows. You know how to teach what is known. It knows. Now the question comes, what it knows. It knows this is sukha. Very simple. If something is sukha, it's not being taught that it is sukha. It knows. And if something is dukkha, it knows. If something is bhaya, fear, it knows. Something is trishna, craving, or tanha, it knows. So it knows the objects. So that which knows everything. Simple as that. So when we say chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajjati chakku viññanam, the consciousness knows that it is connecting the rupa with the chakku. So as long as the chakku remains, as long as the rupa remains, so long the consciousness remains. As soon as the rupa is gone or the chakku is gone, the consciousness goes. It takes another object, and it takes another object, it takes another object, it takes another object. So we can see that it keeps on coming and going and coming and going all the time, along with the objects. So the mind, what is called in English, in Pali is chitta. From a root word chit, means which is shining. So it's always shining. So what is it shining? Do I get light or something? Yes, it lightens up whatever the object. So you will come to know the object. Whatever is defined, it not only recognizes the defined object, but also it recognizes the undefined as well. It has ability to know both the defined and undefined. So what is defined? Defined is the one where we put the names or we labels or we give it a verbal flavor. Undefined is the one where there is no flavor as such. There is nothing verbalized or mentalized or anything. So it knows both. So the moment I feel I am vilas, there should be a perception of vilas. So there is a conscious experience of vilas. As simple as that. So vilas is undefined actually, but it is defined in the name. So there is no person to be found called vilas. Never was a person called vilas. But it is defined as vilas. So what happens is that vilas gets associated with this body. So whenever this body is seen in the mirror, it recognizes it as vilas. And if somebody calls that name, this body will then turn. The entire body turns, not one part of the body, its entire body turns. That means the chitta is able to recognize, meaning cognize, is able to perceive, is able to feel. All that is happening in the viññana itself. There's one sutta in the Sanyukta Nikaya which talks about viññana taking over the rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara and itself, viññana. There's one sutta which is a very interesting one. So the viññana itself takes the rupa. So yatta patavi cha apo cha tejo cha vayo na ghadati. Instead of na ghadati, it is ghadati. Means it occupies. The viññana itself will occupy. Yatta dhigancha rasancha anuthula subha ashubham. This is perception. Because there is a feeling of long and short, fat and lean, like that. So it perceives like this. Yatta namancha rupancha asesam uparujjati. When the nama and rupa are completely removed, and then only the viññana is in nirodha. So basically, if we remove the symbolization in the sanya and we stop feeling in those objects, the viññana then becomes totally unestablished, because there is nothing to establish now. So that is nibbidha. Okay, or nibbana. Now how does it work? Many examples I can quote, and one of the good example I can quote is from the Vipassana retreat. So now I am seeing Shreyas. Now Shreyas is where? Shreyas is a nama, but the rupa is only the four primaries, or we can say quality, or we can say dhatu. So one day Shreyas was walking. Now if I do an animitta, or I choose not to see him, or I don't even concentrate on his walking, what happens? At the very moment, consciousness does not hold that object. If the consciousness does not hold that object, there is nothing grasped. If there is no grasping, then there is no feeling. If there is no feeling, there is no perception. So now on that day, I think it was on the second day, or second day, I think so. It so happened, Shreyas was walking with his water bottle. Now we came face to face, but we are not supposed to see each other. And Shreyas wanted to say something to me. Now we can't even smile there. So what do we do? But Shreyas is wanting it, to smile, or to talk, or to do something. Now in the viññana, Shreyas is there, just there. Now how do we do animitta? So one of the best way of animitta is to concentrate. You remove that object, meaning you make another object at the very instance and focus attention there, where this object becomes, or it turns faded away. That means the consciousness lets go of this object. So I practically did that to see how it works. So I was able to see that I could see somebody walking, but not Shreyas walking there. But he wanted to speak. He was desperate to speak with me. So then I thought, if I keep on going near him, he will break his sila. So I chose another ground to walk, so that I don't see him at all. Okay. And even there I was doing animitta. I was not seeing anyone. So I practiced animitta. So when you do animitta, what happens? The consciousness does not get a footing. It doesn't hold anything. No objects are held. If no objects are held, immediately you get a nibbidha feeling. It's a feeling you can't express, you can't say this is what is nibbidha, but you will come to know because it knows. Consciousness knows nibbidha also. It knows nibbana by itself. You don't have to teach, oh, this is nibbana. It knows. So the consciousness itself knows itself. And hence in the Mahavedala Sutta, Buddha says that consciousness needs to be understood, panya needs to be developed. Okay. And second instance, second example. I was told that on the fifth day I would get a shunyagara. So the object of shunyagara got created in the mind. Now in the chitta, it's carrying shunyagara. Nowhere else I'll find shunyagara. And I went to the assistant teacher and said that after they gave this vipassana, then in the evening, I spoke to him saying that tomorrow is the fifth day, can I get shunyagara? He said the shunyagara is in painting, and even otherwise we won't have given it to you, to a new student, because it's meant for old students. And then it's not by default that we'll give. I said, no, this is what I was told. He said, no, here we don't give. You might be getting in other centers, but in this center we don't give. I said, okay. Now, what would happen? Yatta patavi cha apo cha tejo cha vayo gadati. So I hold on to this shunyagara. Now I have created a nama and rupa of shunyagara. So the viññana creates shunyagara at the very instance. Okay, and the chitta is carrying shunyagara, which means that there is an expectation already that if I sit in shunyagara, I will get a better experience. And that is shattered by this assistant teacher, saying that he doesn't want to give, even if it was available. Then, as a challenge, he says to me one thing: I will be observing you. If your temperament, if the way you meditate is pleasing to me, I will allow you to meditate in your room. I said, okay, so be it. But again, this depends on how much nimitta I am creating and how much animitta I am having. Expectation is itself a nimitta. And that is created in the conscious experience. That means on the sixth day, or on the seventh day, or on the eighth day, or on the ninth day, at least on the 10th day, I expect the teacher to congratulate me. Hey, you know what? I mistook you that you were not able to meditate. Now I'm very confident that you are able to meditate. This namancha rupancha is in the viññana. So what's the feeling I'm getting? Number one, shunyagara. Number two, sukha vedana or dukkha vedana. So because consciousness knows it is dukkha or sukha. So the feeling is dukkha or sukha. Now the anticipation is always positive. I want a positive outcome. So the expectation is always positive. The sukha, I'm expecting sukha of it. So then I was observing this feeling appearing in the body. It's really sukha vedana. As long as I'm expecting, when he said to me, I felt, okay, there is a chance, there is still a chance that I am going to get it. Then in the morning of the sixth day, at 4:30, I decided, forget all of this. What am I here for? Animitta. What am I doing? Nimitta. So let me close it. No shunyagara, no hall, nothing. You're supposed to just watch the breath. Nothing more than that. It doesn't matter where you are, what you are, why you are, all that. Not required. So by 6:30, my mind was clear on no experiences, meaning I'm not expecting any good experience. I'm not expecting any bad experience. I'm not expecting anything out of that. Okay, so now no patavi, no apo, tejo, vayo, na dhigas, rasa, all that. Because shunyagara, you see, you have to measure. It's a small room. How small? Excitement goes. Now, I, Shreyas, and another friend, we had visited in October, where we had gone and seen that Shunyagara. So now that is in the mind. And I was told that it will be assigned to you on the 5th day. So now there is a dukkha vedana that this center is not giving me. Other centers will put the names. This center is not giving me. How come?
I have a different way of Sunyagara actually. Whenever they give me Sunyagara, I don't go there because I have fear of Sunyagara.
You have fear of Shunyagara. Okay.
Because when I go to Sunyagara, I tend to sleep there.
Okay. So this was running. So for 6:30 on the 6th day, I practiced only that. So I couldn't even listen to what Goenka is reciting on the 6th day. That 6 o'clock to 6:30, I could not hear anything because my mind was totally involved with Animitta. So when I sat down on meditation on the 6th day, after the breakfast and all, 8 to 11, it was very nice. So again, 11 to 1 o'clock, nothing. From 1 to 5 o'clock, again a very good meditation session. Even while walking, even though I was sitting and coming out, going again, sitting, so I didn't have any problem. So from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, then that discourse, and then again 8:30 to 9, and then nice, no sleep. I slept for, I think, for 3 hours. Otherwise, I was watching the breath. So it was very nice experience. So sixth one, 7th one, 8th day, this teacher calls me, saying that I want to talk to you. Then he said that I've been observing you. You're very good. So where did you learn this? I said, I know this. Not new to me. I told you on the first day itself when we met. And at that time, you did not feel that. Now you're feeling it. That's all. So basically, if you don't have expectation of any kind, the viññana will get into nirodha. And that was a very practical experience. And on 7, 8, 9, 3 days, I was getting nibbana all the time. Irrespective whether I was walking in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening and sitting in for meditation, it never mattered anything.
So what you are concluding is a very famous poem of Kabir. चाह गई चिंता गई मनवा बेपरवाह जिसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए वो साहन का सा. Means the person who don't want anything is the king.
Exactly. So, and then he told me, Vilas, now I will tell you that you are capable of meditating on your own, so you can sit and meditate wherever you want. I said, sir, tomorrow is the last day of this Mauna Vrat coming to an end. Okay, and 10th day it will be maddening. So one day, just for one day, sitting in the room doesn't make sense. I'll sit in the hall only. You don't have to give me any room. Or you don't have to tell me you can sit in the room and meditate. That also is not required. He said, okay, whatever pleases you, you do it. So on the 10th day, I had a very nice experience. I thought, oh, I don't want to lose this experience. Because so much of animitta. So I thought I will have my lunch and I will just pretend as a normal person. Then I will not speak to anyone. Somehow spend that day in the room and next day take the car and come back. But unfortunately, one gentleman picked me up. He started on the Dhamma talk.
Yeah, I have informed about this, right? About Shreyas and about 10th day.
Yeah,
I kept warning you that 10th day will be tough for even Lord Shiva cannot stand.
yes. So on the 10th day, basically, in that blissful state, not compromising on the blissful state, I was talking to the people.
And in fact, Goenka's purpose of 10th day is that only. To discharge you from this euphoria of this 10 day, 9 day, and so that you are able to go back home. Because anyway, you are going to face people, mad people, so face it here right now.
Exactly. So what I experienced is all the five aggregates in that retreat or shibir and how to cut. It was a good experience, especially the viññana. So from the 5th day to the 9th day, it was a very good experience of planning to cut the nama-rupa with viññana. It was very good. Meaning nama-rupa pachayas talaytana will only happen if viññana pachaya nama-rupa is there and nama-rupa pachaya. It's so evident, so clear. So what I did is to do animitta of everything. So animitta will bring into appanihita, desirelessness, and that brings in shunyata. And the moment you are in void, you are in nibbana. So it cleared everything up for me in an instant that this is the practice I need to do throughout. So as another example, tomorrow I need to go for health checkup, annual health checkup. Now hospital is a nama-rupa. I am going to hospital is movement of mind from one place to another place. So leaving house and going to hospital is an experience. Now normally hospital is a painful experience. Nobody goes for pleasure. No one goes for pleasure. So the viññana knows that this hospital. So there is a tinge of fear. There is a tinge of anxiety, a tinge of worry. What will come in the report? Hope my sugar level is good. Hope my heart is functioning well. Hope I don't have any triglycerides or other kind of issues. I hope this is not there, that is not there. All on hopes, which means nicha sanya. Why? Because life is precious and body pain painful. It will derail everything. So there are two choices for me. Not to go tomorrow. There's nothing is going to happen if I don't go to hospital tomorrow because it's a free service given by the company. If I want, I can use it. If I don't want, I don't have to use it. So they are not going to lose anything out of it. Or I can go. Now, if I go, I have to suffer the consequence of going there. What? They will take the blood. Now the anxiety starts. Then there is ECG. Then they are going to do echo or whatever they are going to do. Plus so many other tests. So now the question, where is nama-rupa? This whole thing is nama-rupa. And wherever there is nama-rupa, there is viññana. Wherever it is. Wherever there is nama-rupa, there is going to be viññana. You will get an experience of that. In very instant, you will get that experience. As I speak on the hospital, so the mind is in hospital. Yes.
The whole thing is nama-rupa. Means the notion of hospital, right? The notion of hospital,
Yes.
that is playing in your mind,
Yes.
that is staying in your mind
Yes.
from now till tomorrow,
Yes.
is nama-rupa. And if you actually see inside, it has some part of hospital, or you being in hospital, or whatever physical images come up.
Correct.
But underlying it, totality of it is the notion of I am in hospital.
Yes. Absolutely. As long as the nama-rupa exists, so long the consciousness exists.
So as long as the I am in hospital exists throughout, right? Throughout the whole day, it will be there. I know.
It will
Even if you say, okay, there is no image of hospital in my mind, but there is
It is already created.
already created. You don't know. You are not capable to see that. You can detect it from the surrounding. Suddenly, some part of hospital will come up. Suddenly, some word of hospital will come up. At least, I have to go tomorrow. That reminder will come up. But at the bottom of it, this notion of hospital is
There.
with the fear.
Yes. So where it is, the feeling is fear. So the moment hospital comes, the Vedana starts. And it continues throughout the body.
And whatever you actually able to define is papancha only. You cannot directly define this feeling as well as this nama-rupa.
Exactly.
It results into something. Okay, I have to go tomorrow. That is papanch.
Yes, absolutely.
I have to go to tomorrow. It's not suddenly arise in you. Okay, normal uttejana, it's feel that okay, I suddenly remind that I have to go to tomorrow. No, below that, it's a surface of the mountain actually.
Yes.
Below that, constantly existing nama-rupa of hospital and the feeling of hospital, that is fear, is continuously existing.
Yes. So there is this problem. Right here, right now. It's there.
It's
right
there.
here, right now. Okay. Whether I go, I don't go is a separate choice. But
You can fool yourself that I don't fear hospital.
no, it is there. Now, what is vipassana in this? Observe the fear. Observe the fear. You will find nama-rupa only when you observe.
But in all this, we have to become a detective, right?
Yes,
because
yes, absolutely.
In front of it, we know that constantly I am getting ideas of hospital. Why? And based on that, like it's a good detective, you know that the nama-rupa hospital is there, you know that fear is there, right? Directly arriving at is, okay, yeah, here it is the fear. No, that's not.
No. So, now what happened? Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. One. Then there's another one. Sanjanana will create pajanana. So you can create wisdom, or the viññana takes over, vijana. So it feeds itself. So viññana itself becomes an ahara. So nama-rupa itself is an ahara for viññana, because I keep on creating that versions of hospital.
Okay, so viññana means just knowing as whatever sanya is presenting, as it is.
Yes, as it is.
And pajanati is knowing whatever sanya is presenting.
Is a nature nature.
Yeah, on actual ground, like the dhamma of the sanya that presenting.
Yes, the sanya dhamma is anicca. So you just keep on observing, it comes, strengthens, fades, falls down.
And viññanati is, okay, I have to go to hospital.
I have to go to hospital.
What will happen? That is viññanati.
Hospital is vijanana. Again, it gives rise to Vedana, feeling of hospital,
Yeah.
and there is stirring up of.
So knowing of hospital with underlying fear is viññana.
Exactly. That
Fear.
convert itself into Panya.
Yeah, knowing with the feeling, yesterday we said, right?
Yes.
Knowing with the feeling is sanjana, something like that, and knowing without feeling is patjanati.
Correct. So now, if I understand feelings, the dukkha is same. I'm holding something which doesn't even exist. Now I'm saying, if the body goes away, I know it body goes away. Then why am I fearing? Because there is an attachment to the body. So why there is an attachment towards the body? Because the fear of losing the body. Why would I fear? Because jati pi dukkha. I don't know where I will be born again. So if the report says something bad, my days are counted. I am not able to understand that even without that my days are counted. But I feel that because hospital is a painful experience, my days are counted. And my days are counted, I don't know where I'll be born. I fear. Fear of death means in the chitta, the chuti is already known. There is no need to explain chuti to the chitta that this is chuti. It knows. And hence there is a fear. If it was achyuta, it wouldn't have feared. So the only way to experience nibbida is to make the chitta clear of this feeling and replace it with sakshi, witness. Then achyuta is going to happen. It will experience achyuta. That means chuti is cutting. Achyuta is non-cutting. The consciousness is not cut. And if it's not cut, there's no death. So you immediately experience amata, or in Sanskrit, amruta. Mruta means dead. Amruta means non-death or deathless. So, animitta, apanihita, shunyata results in deathless experience. And you are in Nibbana. Now the mind knows that this is Nibbana, this is Sansara. Or this is Sankata, this is Asankata. It has known both the things now. Now it will not any longer long for Sankata. It will be in Asank, unconditioned. Hospital is a condition. This physical body is a condition. Whatever I am seeing is a condition. Whatever I am hearing is a condition. Whatever I am tasting is a condition. Whatever I am saying I am itself is a condition. So if I were to uncondition it completely without holding, asesam uparujjati, viññanassa nirodhena, this viññana which has been possessing itself will get into nirodha. So what would happen? Rupa will become nibbida, Vedana will become upekha, Sanya becomes Nitya, Sankhara becomes Samatha, Viññana becomes Nirodha. And you are in Nibbana. So the Viññana with nama-rupa, cutting, gives you Nibbana. First effect is understanding the Vedana cycle. Ultimate experience, cutting the nama-rupa. So tomorrow when I go, there is no going because there is no coming. What is going, what is coming? Who is going, who is coming? The experience of Kalapa shows that there is no going because the house and the hospital are made of the same matter. This body is also made of the same matter. So now there is no going then. If there is no going, there is no coming. So, like the Bahya Sutta, na tena na tatta, na neither going there or coming or in between. Ubhayam antare. So, if you experience that this body is nibbidda, disillusion, because you have experienced either called as kalapa or by whatever definition we can give about it, where you don't have a real physical self.
And another example, Buddha was saying, how did you cross the flood? Man? He said,
by
swimming, nor by standing.
Nor by standing. Correct. That's correct. So we will really experience it. The moment I cut the nama-rupa with viññana, I really experience. So I really thank Shreyas for coming in front of me on that day. He was so expressive in his eyes. He wanted to say something. I don't know. He was feeling something and he wanted to say something to me. He couldn't say. If he had spoken to me, he would have stayed back. And he couldn't speak to me. That's one reason why he left. Because
if he would have spoken to you, you would have not experienced all this thing, because you have come down to day one now then.
Yeah. So anyway.
So he would have gained at the cost of you gaining.
Yeah. So I had decided not to speak, not to see, not to do this. Okay. And the brilliant experience is when that assistant teacher told me he's not going to give me shunyagara. That was the beauty experience. To see how nama-rupa gets created at the very instant. And how there is a conscious experience of shunyagara while I'm still in the hall. The meditation hall. So this broke that illusion of whatever I've been speaking for this long, for these many years. I had known it, but that experience exactly came on the 5th day, or on the 4th day. Said that he can't give it from 5th day to 9th day, and on the 6th to actual experience is from 6 to 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 days. Beautiful experience because there was no expectation. Gave up everything. No room, no VRI, no sunrise, no sunset, no walking area, no woman, no man, all the designation, all the labels ended at once. And that was the beauty of this viññana.
I just wanted to say, in this moment when you do animitta, you feel nibbana. Isn't it a temporary nibbana? Because in next moment something else going to rise. And there is there is still a probability of you getting involved in it.
Yes, absolutely. See, the thing is,
so this nibbana is temporary.
That state, you can go and come back. And when you come back, you can't define how the state was or how you can, but you know how to go there. See, all this while, I knew how to do it, but not to such a degree that you can go, can stay as long as one wants and come back. So let's say 9 to, I'll give you a very instance, 4:30 to 6:30. After 6:30, everybody walks off, either to the breakfast or to their rooms. I used to take a bath. I don't eat before taking a bath. To take a bath. So when I take a bath, I can't say there's no room. There's nothing like that. I have to come back. But I know I have come back. That's the advantage of it. You know what you're doing. You're aware of every moment. You're aware that I'm entering a room. For what are you entering in the room? You are bringing the body into the room. You are not entering the room. So this is the difference. What I found. I am bathing. I am giving a bath to the body. I am not having any bath. I am not having any bath. Bath is given to the body. It is true. It's a body which is taking bath. So if I am washing my clothes, the clothes are getting washed. I am not getting washed along with the cloth. The cloth which is getting washed, which is a true thing. And I am putting the wet dress on the rail or on the string. I am not putting there. It's a cloth which is hanged, not me. I am not getting hanged. Right? Now, when I am walking towards the cafeteria for eating, I am not eating. I am feeding the body of four dhatus. Now, I come to the room. Which room? That Dhamma hall. I am not sitting for meditation. The body is sitting straight. Mind is still. I have got nothing to do with both of them. And that was an awesome experience because it never left the breath. It didn't matter whether I should do this way or that way, or body scanning from head to toe or toe to head, or nothing like that. It was completely whatever he calls a dhara pravaha. It was free flow because there is no hindrance. Absolutely no hindrance. So I found out that without the nama-rupa, if you do it, you are in bliss all the time. You don't have to struggle.
Without the nama-rupa.
Without defining anything.
So how do you be without nama-rupa? By animitta, right?
By animitta. So you have to practice animitta. The majority of the time, we should practice animitta than nimitta. The more the nimitta practice, the worse it gets because it keeps on accumulating food. So every nimitta is the food for consciousness. So the moment you make one nimitta, there is a food given. Again another nimitta, another food given. Another nimitta, another food given. So you keep on giving food and food and food.
And that's why most of the people cannot grasp it, because they make the nimitta of breathing itself.
Exactly. So it becomes an activity. The moment it's an activity, you have lost the plot.
That's not witness.
That's not witness. So now I want that particular Vedana, that particular feeling, and that is stupidity because that is nimitta now.
And that's why the subtle difference also some people are defining between drashta and sakshi.
Yeah. So now, drashta bhav, bhokta bhav, sakshi bhav, three bhavs. Drashta bhav. Drashta bhav means that drashta means seer, one who is seeing. There is I in the seeing. I am seeing. If I am seeing, the karta bhav automatically comes because I am doing it, right?
And for that I to be there, as we discussed in nama-rupa,
Correct.
Nama-rupa has to be there.
Exactly, the nama-rupa has to be.
So, to observe your breath, the notion I am in Vipassana retreat should be at the deep depth of your existence.
Exactly.
Oh, I am in Vipassana. That's why I have to see my breath.
Exactly.
Right? So, the I am in Vipassana retreat is the Nama-rupa, which is continuously existing throughout this 10 days. And that from that place, you are trying to see your breath.
Exactly. That's right. Which is foolishness, basically. So,
and that's why you are basically knocking down this primordial nama-rupa that I am in Vipassana retreat. So now you are nowhere. So what can you do?
You don't have to do anything. So the experience was, I am not walking. The body is walking. It's the truth. The body is walking. Body can walk. This body can walk. An ant can walk. And an elephant can walk. A giraffe can walk. A goat can walk. Everybody can walk. It's a walk. So now you are seeing dhite dhite mattan, sute sute mattam, mute mute mattam, viññate viññate mattam. That's exactly what it is. It's body which is sitting, body which is standing, body which is sleeping, body which is walking.
It's not me, it's the body.
It's a body. Now, I am thinking. It is thinking. There's thoughts which are coming. It's got nothing to do with you. Even if you were there, the thought would have come. If you were not, there's a thought come. If you are there, the sight will come. If you are not there also, the sight will come.
And exactly, that's why actually I was a little bit reluctant when you say animitta of Shreyas, animitta of this, animitta of that. But it would have been much better if you had made animitta of yourself.
No, that is how it will ultimately end up into. You can't make an animitta of yourself before making animitta of all the 6 sense doors.
6 stores.
If you try making animitta of I, nama-rupa, it's not going to work.
But if you make animitta of that object, you are not observing the greed, aversion, and delusion, right?
No, it will come.
You are not giving opportunity to greed, aversion, and delusion.
Suppressing. No, you are not suppressing.
How you are not suppressing? Because you are now made animitta of Shreyas.
No, then
now
only everything comes out. No, Sachin, then only everything comes out.
If Shreyas is not there, how will the desire to talk with Shreyas will come out?
No, this is a very intelligent, logical question. So, let's understand why Buddha says you have to do animitta then. Otherwise, there was no need.
Or in another word, instead of observing, you are escaping, to be very brutal.
Yeah, we can say that. Absolutely fair. I don't deny what you are saying. So, after your sati, first thing you need to do is what? Indriya samvara. Nimitta grahi hoti, nana abhyanjara grahi hoti. These 2 things have to be removed. Now, your question is very straight, very right. Then if you do that, how will you ever come to know the raga? And on the other hand, the moment you do that, you get raga dvesha only.
Explain that.
Now you are trying animitta. You are trying animitta. Dvesha will come.
Okay, the attempt at animitta is not easy, you mean to say.
No, sir. You have to really, that is where your Dhamma is tested. Your sati should be so strong that it is able to identify that this is created one. This is not real.
So you making animitta itself is ruling over greed aversion.
Yes. I making animitta itself is greed and aversion. Greed and aversion. Which is what the foundation is. The basic foundation of nimitta or the nama-rupa itself has greed and aversion. So with consciousness, this greed and aversion keeps on coming. Like I'll give another example.
So you mean to say in simple word, when you made the animitta, in the process of making and after making also, the nimitta, the pressure of nimitta will exist, you can see that.
Exactly. See, now I'll get a straightforward example. Dhamma hall. You're supposed to assemble 4:30 a.m. at Dhamma hall. Okay. Dhamma hall is there? Yes. You're supposed to go there. Otherwise, where would you go? To go. But you know it's a concept. Just a building. There's no Dhamma hall per se. It's just a building. Just been named. Okay, good. The moment you know that it is named, that is, the viññana knows that it is just a named object, not the real object. There is no Vedana. It's not about getting greed and aversion. There you'll immediately get upekha. At the very moment, you get upekha. It's not about whether it gets suppressed or not. There's nothing to suppress. At the very moment, you are in upekha. Okay, great. Now, when you are in upekha, if you observe, very closely if you observe, the movement from your room to the Dhamma hall, you can see it is an anicca feeling. Anicca the perception. Yeah, Shreyas, bye-bye. So, it's a feeling, it's a perception. You can see that the body is coming, dropping, coming, dropping, coming, dropping, coming, dropping, coming, dropping. The mind is also coming, dropping, coming, dropping, coming, dropping. Now, it sits in the room. Who sits in the room? Body. You are stilling the mind.
But who knows that? Yesterday's question. Then you said that I will explain you when you come. Who is walking and who knows that I have to go to Dhamma hall?
Let us do that when you are here face to face. I want you to experience this. Otherwise, I can explain.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah, just keep your question just for another week. Monday, you are here. In front of me, you are there. So, we will do it at our home only before even going there. Before even going to that other home. Do it here.
Yeah, I'm not in hurry.
Yeah, just another 6 days more. We're already on Tuesday. Just 6 days. Keep that question. That's a very good question. Who knows? That you keep it. And you will yourself come to know who it is. So this is the viññana. Basically, nama-rupa.
Yeah, and in the beginning you said that viññana knows everything, right?
Yes.
On what basis you said viññana knows everything?
In the Kajjaniya Sutta, he explains that. It knows what it knows. We might just read it, saying that it is sweet, it is sour, it is... You go deeper into it. There's a knowledge. It has knowledge.
The knowledge of the object.
Knowledge of knowledge is a knowledge. It's just a knowledge. It's got nothing to do with object. So you put anything.
You mean to say knowledge is so much singularity that contains everything that you can say knowledge.
Yes. So you see in various sutta, Buddha explains that about knowledge, about viññana. You see the Uttamamsa Sutta.
Okay, so it's not about knowledge of this or knowledge of that. Huh? It's just the knowledge.
Just the knowledge. Just the knowledge. That's the reason even in the Mahavedala Sutta, he says that, Sariputta says that wisdom needs to be developed, consciousness needs to be understood. He doesn't say...
How it can be abstract from the object, right? In knowledge, everything in the world.
Write this down. While you get the answer for the first one, you will get the answer for the second one. Write it down.
What? My question, huh? First question was about who knows.
Who knows? And you put this. How does consciousness know? Write this down. It's a very important question. We'll take this.
And how does consciousness knows? And that is not important. How does consciousness know? Because it knows this is salty. But it knows everything in the world.
Yes. Knows.
The consciousness which knows this is salty knows everything else also. That's the question.
So now you see this. You are not able to understand Sachin. Sachin, you tell me, answer this. Are you Sachin? It knows you are Sachin.
I'm not curious because I also know that I have the answer. I'm not having any anxiety to know. I'm just trying to extract words from you, but I have the answer. I know. I'm not able to define it. It's a different thing.
Okay, no problem. If you get the first answer, I know you already know it, but you are still thinking how.
Yeah, if someone asks me, I will not be able to tell. That I also know.
So the only way to answer this question, only way, in the Kalaha Vivada Sutta, he gives that answer. What you should say if somebody asks you, a sanya sanni, that one, that if you master, you are done with it. It's not that you don't have perception. It's not that you have this perception. It's not that you don't have the other perception. Because perception requires consciousness. Otherwise you can't perceive anything. If somebody has to perceive this is red, this is yellow, this is blue, this is white, basic colors of nature, it should be known, right? Be known. Nobody taught it. The shades of yellow might be different. The shade of green might be different. The whole
attempt is, rather than knowing, rest in the knowingness.
Exactly. So the viññana has two, let's say, tentacles. Yeah. One is the feeling, another one is the perception.
Yeah, and this happens, this curiosity of knowing itself is an obstacle. Because the moment, it's a vichikitsa kind of thing, right? You have a doubt, and that's why you are attempting to know.
Exactly. So the knower of the field and the field. In fact, while I was meditating, I was getting this kshetra kshetrajna in Bhagavad Gita.
The very attempt to know is undermining the whole knowingness.
Exactly. The distortion is immediate. The moment you think you are knowing it, there ends the game. Like, I want to know what is vipassana itself is the end game of it. Okay.
Tell me otherwise, I will not go. Because if the person who is, that's why we call the person who are daring, right? What is the definition of daringness? So what we say fear, डर सबको लगता है,
See,
right? So he is in name viññana sainya aitana. Let me see what will happen.
correct.
Okay, I will go to vipassana. Whatever will happen, I am open to it.
Correct. Correct. So when you are open to it, you are ready to do animitta. If you're closed, either way you're closed. Meaning, if I have so much of bhakti towards Goenka, then I am
I'm damn sure about what is vipassana, what will happen in day 1, day 2, day 3. You know everything about vipassana, then you are also gone.
gone. It's gone because now the nama-rupa has been created and you would love to live on that, and that's it. It's gone. So now 10-day course.
There is no experience in that 10-day now.
No experience in 10-day course. Now you have a 20 days course. Now.
And it will work because I don't know.
Because I don't know. The second 20-day course will not work because I already mastered it. Oh, day 1 this will happen, day 2 that will happen, day 3 this will happen, day 4 that will, day 5 this will.
And that's why they also say that people who run away from 10-day course will lose the opportunity. If they couldn't have run away, they would have breakthrough.
Yes.
Now coming back will not solve that problem. Why they left?
Exactly. So anyway, so the moment we create, whether it's hospital or vipassana or house or this or that, we create, it's an end game. Basically, you will only get that experience. Whatever is created, you get only that experience. You will not get any other experience. I get tomorrow hospital. Day after tomorrow, report experience, because the report is going to come. And I'm excited or anxious or I'm worried.
It is hierarchical also. Like the report is hierarchically below this hospital.
Yes.
And everything is below you are going to.
Exactly, to the hospital. So now the report comes and everything is in good. What a relief. That one is not nibbidha. It's samsara. Because this is going to happen again and again now.
Yeah, it's a craving for that relief.
Now I have got raga, or nothing should come in the report, or I have dvesha, that I am forced to go to the hospital. Both are the one which is vikara, is changing. It is not constant because the feeling is not constant. Hospital creation stirred up dvesha because the fear. So dvesha and fear will go together now. And then what will happen? The kalapas, if I were to look at it, first kalapa, first experience is vata. So when the fear comes, the solidity is gone. The Pathavi Dhatu will collapse. The Vayu Dhatu takes over. With Vayu Dhatu taking over, the Tejo Dhatu takes the next level. Then the Apo Dhatu, it starts to flow. So there is movement. When there is movement and flow, there is no stability. And
so you mean to say the Patvi Dhatu drop downs, and because of dropping of Patvi Dhatu, these two other dhatus are exploded.
Yes. So the entire Kalapa, if you were to see, is that it solidifies as Vayu, Tejo, Apo, Pathavi. Pathavi is very almost not being there. So the mind, Chitta, now experience flotation, And in flotation, there is no stability.
And that's why it is vipassana, in a sense, Goenka is right to observe your sensation in your body, right?
Correct.
Because even though technically Vedana is not on the body, but it's a mirror in which you can see.
Yes, yesterday Ashutosh and I had spoken. So I told him 90% of the feelings, or even 95% of the feelings, are in the body. Agreed.
Or rather than in the body, I will say it is mirrored in the body.
Yes, it is. It is felt in the body. It's a better way to put it. It's felt in the body. But the 5%, you should also know. It's actually 90-10. You really see it, because Vilas experience is not there in the body. Hospital experience is not there in the body. But
And when you become subtle, the subtle movement of greed, aversion, and delusion will not be visible in your body.
yes, it will not be visible in the body at all. And it will be visible in both the places, mano viññana dhatu and
Yeah.
in the
So just completely relying on your body, okay, a woman has passed by you and you are observing your body, nothing has happened, and then you might conclude that I have removed that.
No.
You are actually fooling yourself.
Yes. So actually it happens in the mano viññana dhatu, and a mirroring of that or a feeling of that appears in the.
Yeah, so when you cannot find in the body, you have to become extra conscious to now
Exactly.
expect it is there somewhere in your mind.
Yeah, that's the reason in the Parinibbana Sutta, Buddha says, don't see woman. What if I have to see? Don't talk. I have to talk. Be mindful. Because the feeling will now be caught up in two places, in Kaya as well as in the Mano. The Mano Viññana Dhatu, it appears. It copies itself in the Kaya Viññana Dhatu. You have two Viññana Dhatus.
And by training of sense restraint, the Kaya Viññana Dhatu learns not to feel it there.
Exactly. That's right.
But it's not uprooting.
That's not uprooting. So we will take that also while you're here. How to uproot this Viññana. Write it down. Uprooting. So we'll practice it so that you will experience by you. Okay, so let's end our discussion on Viññana. If possible, we can even meet tomorrow in the same time. I have no problem. Can take some other subject or another 3-4 days to go. Then you are here. I have finished all the 5 aggregates now. Can give a break till we meet.